Greeting interwebs, this is JackitK, and welcome for another edition of JackitK Tries. Way back when I did the Bit.Trip Runner games, I'm pretty sure I mentioned how Bit.Trip Runner was my favorite. So much that I just called it the Bit.Trip Runner series instead of the Bit.Trip series. Anyways, apparently I'm not the only one who thought about that, because there was actually a game, which is a sequel to Bit.Trip Runner. That was actually one of the first demos that I found on the PlayStation Network, and yet I'm only getting around to it now. Guess I just wanted to save it for a good moment. Nevertheless, here it is. Except I forgot to install it. Sorry folks. So, after much delay, a lot more of delay than I was expecting, to be perfectly honest, finally uploading and playing Runner 2. Apparently it's rated T, I did not see that coming. Like per usual of JackitK Tries, I'll probably go around for the first 10 minutes or so of the video. Let's not go online for now.
Today's thrilling episode is brought to you in part by Uncle Dill's Dills, a garden sausage. I'm Charles Martinet, and now it's time for Bit.Trip presents Runner 2, Future Legend of Rhythm Aliens.
For some reason, I don't think this is the game I thought it was. Yeah, I kinda really don't think this is the game I thought it was. Screen size. Apparently that's as big as the screen will go. How small will the screen go? Apparently pretty small, but let's not. I shouldn't be messing around with these settings. The defaults should be fine on its own.
When last we left Commander Video, his courageous contingent of charismatic compatriots was in hot pursuit of the fiendish Timbletot as they chased him into a realm above realms called the Hypersphere. It is at this moment, as if from nowhere, that a nefarious reality unfusion beam blindsides these 5 fearless friends. The always imperturbable Commander Video, shielding his elite assemblage of exceptional allies, takes the brunt of the blast and is sucked into an unknown dimension, a land of wondrous imagination found only at the apex of light and matter, a wavelength of the optical spectrum opened by the maniacal Timbletot to trap and enslave our gallant protagonist. Confused and companionless, our hero ponders his current position. The only thing that remains clear to him now is that he has fallen prey to a vulgar scheme full of villainy, which he must vanquish.
No, I don't know what just happened. Let's start. I'll be blunt, I'm already not liking what I'm seeing. I mean, the original Runner kinda just had a classic feel with the music and that. This one's already feeling like a lot less simple. It's almost like a parody of the original. And I don't always mean parody in a bad way, but I'm not so sure about this time. I'm not even caring what this guy's saying. I probably should turn up volume so I can hear more, but I'm pretty sure I just want to play the game and I don't care what this guy is saying.
Retaining optimism, our hero is guided to his skyward perch, and thus begins his stay in the Welkin Wonderland.
There's way too much narration. Maybe I'm acting all weird and standardish, but for this game, no. No, I have standards, and this game kind of breaks the standards I have with this series. Yeah, I get this how to jump. Then I collect the gold. I guess gameplay-wise is what I expect, and it's good enough to enjoy. I guess I could always just ignore all the blah blah blahs that I think are just over redundant. It's almost like an HD remaster of Bit.Trip Runner once we actually get past the blah blah blahs. that are all new and fancy and not exactly what I really enjoy. Nah, I missed the gold there. Guess I can't get everything right away, but still, be nice to. Are we almost at the end then? There we are. It also goes that amazing game, it's just the first level. Sorry for all the interruptions. Just like I couldn't hear things well enough, so I figured I would enjoy the game more if I turn up the volume so I could actually hear the music. Because that is what makes Bit.Trip Runner so good. And something about the plot that's added to the game kind of makes me go sell out or not like it. So if I can just enjoy the gameplay to the best of my abilities, I'm sure that will make up for what I don't like about it. I mean, the original Bit.Trip Runner didn't really have much sense in its plot either, but then again, it didn't have much of a plot. It was just like one level right after another. It didn't have as long of an opening thematic, and definitely not a narration, and not like an opening scene that kind of like make it like trying to be hip and cool, trying to appeal to the cool kids. Maybe I'm just old, but I guess I am starting to show my age if I'm gonna be complaining about like people trying too hard to appeal to cool hip kids. At least now I can kind of see things going more enjoyably now. Although this was alright for one level, but I'm not so interested in the background of this particular game after level 1, unfortunately. I wonder if I get hit by something if I go back like in the original. Alright, what's going on here? Oh, just a fancy smashy close-up. And oh really now? Okay, that was an interesting twist. I'm not sure if I'd like it or not. Oh, you're kidding me. I don't know what to make of all these little extras. I really don't know what to make of all this. Guess I can go to 3. Do I get to pick between characters now, or is that something I have to do later? So far I only have 2 characters, and it's basically just the male and female version. Not too impressed by that, but then again, this is only a demo. But instead of wondering about all the extras, which just gives me room to complain about the game anyways, why not focus on the gameplay that I like about it? That's the way I'm approaching this game. Because I came into this game expecting a revisit, just the fun of the original 8-bit runner. I'm not gonna let all these new stuff get in the way. I thought I was holding X and it doesn't really seem like I was. Maybe I'm going like a little. Oh, maybe just a slower jump. And I'm just overthinking it because they draw specifics to it. Kind of do that naturally in platformers when you think about it, like holding down the button to like jump longer and basically slower in order to get more out of my jump. Oh. Okay, now those checkpoints are gonna bite. Because now I'm realizing I'm gonna be missing some of these gold spots because they don't get sent all the way back to the beginning of the level. A mixed bag. One, it was really annoying in the original. They have to go all the way back to the start despite all your efforts. So I do have to side with this checkpoint system here. So I can't complain about that, but it does take away a little bit of the challenge. Then again, that could be a good thing, because it was an unnecessary bit of challenge. Nah, I still keep jumping too early for that. No, I had to hold it down for that one. good to see that only third level in and the difficulty's already picking in. A little worried about that. So moving onwards, when I'm thinking more about the game and looking at the background, what the heck is with these aliens things? I did pay a little attention to plot, so I did hear like Bit.Trip Runner Man gets sent to an alternate universe. But compared to the original Bit.Trip Runner game, it's not weird for the game's dimension, it's just weird to my dimension, if that makes sense. So that just makes me understand that alien guy in the background even less. Finally, end of the level. Are we gonna have another gimmicky bonus? I guess it was like the bonus stages in the original, where you do running for a bit more. Just one piece of gold that I missed. Of course. Oh man, I'm like torn in several ways about the game, but I said that over and over again. I'll admit, like, getting into it left me with a bitter taste, but now that I've given it a bit of a chance, I think it's alright. Who am I to judge about it being too drastically different from the original? When the original was pretty weird to begin with, when you actually stopped and think about it. So I'm just gonna enjoy the game for what it is. It's kind of pretty, it'd probably be even prettier on HD TV, but way my dazzle setup is a lot easier to just do it on the standard television. I guess there's a little bit of reminiscence from the original with your actions added to music, but it seems a lot more obvious and apparent in the original. Sorry, this is gonna be less of a JackitK Tries and more of a JackitK compares this game to the original Bit.Trip Runner. Then again, when I'm playing on the fly, it seems like a very sparse thing to talk about without just saying, oh, I'm jumping, I'm jumping, I'm jumping. I'm jumping longer than usual, I'm jumping. I fell. And things like that. I just noticed that a burger mouth in the background is apparent. Did I lose like everything? Or did I just not get it yet? Maybe I just didn't get it at this point and it's like later on in the level where I... And the full power up of the rainbow. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Because now I have it. So I was just getting all worried about that for nothing. I don't recall... Oh, there I go not paying attention again. But I don't recall anything in the original that allowed you to, like, extend your jump. Unless that was naturally there, because I'm used to it naturally being in platformers. And even though this is a rhythm game, it does feel more like a platformer that you just time your jumps to the music. Maybe I'm just not listening to the music as much as I was the first time, but it doesn't really feel like the music plays as big of a role as it does. And that's like the thing that made Bit.Trip Runner so good to begin with. I guess I'm just worried that the game's gonna be just goes like, oh, this is a successful concept. Let's make a sequel out of it without paying any attention to what people enjoyed about the original, but gameplay-wise, it seems to do that. I'm a little worried that maybe I'm just not listening to the music because I'm commentating, but I can't help but be concerned over the game having a spirit loss. That's where I'm looking for, spirit. And I know this is going on longer than usual JackitK Tries, but then again, that was an issue with the original, I just couldn't stop. I guess the fact I don't hate it is a good sign within itself. Oh, a search mission? I actually have to find something? Well, at least the slide is finally back. It took long enough for me to get this ability. Did I get... Yeah, I think I got an original. I did watch an LP a long time ago of Bit.Trip Runner. I think I've expressed this before. So I've seen most of the power-ups from the original, even if I didn't see the... Even if I haven't played through the entire game. of the original. The saddest thing about that LP was that it was part of a collaborative channel, and the channel kind of been dead for several years now. So it's a bit of a shame that we'll never actually see the end of that LP that was on that channel. A bit disappointing. I guess I could look up another LP if I wanted to see the ending of the game so bad. But alas, that is not something I have the freedom to go so do. I mean, watch that current LP. I know I have the freedom to look up another LP that the game that's been done, but because I'm sure this game is really popular and several people have let's played it fully. Let's see if I can line this up properly this time. Well, that was better. I guess I just got lucky the first time. So that was Bit.Trip Runner 2. I think the game just calls it Runner 2, but still. What's an opinion about it? Kind of been expressing my concern throughout this JackitK Tries of the game not having spirit. When I actually get into gameplay, I think it's fine though. I guess just all the fancy stuff kind of intimidates me when I go into this game thinking about retro recreation and then come to this. Still, it's not bad. I definitely would recommend getting the demo for yourself if you have a PlayStation 3 or access to PlayStation Network. I'm not positive if this game appears anywhere else. You can try a demo for yourself, see how it is, and if you want, you can buy the game. I don't think I'm going to buy it right now just because there's these other games that I'm into playing at the current time. But if I had the spare time, I might try out a bit more of this game. It hasn't convinced me of its dollar worth yet, but it's getting there. That's all I really have to say for this edition of JackitK Tries. So I hope to see you for the next edition of JackitK Tries. See you all later. Wait, there's a retro button? Of course that would be a full game feature.